I want to preach to you and teach this morning on a very uncommon message. Probably, I don't think you have heard it before. Because some of you come to church and every message we preach, you have heard it before. So today I'm trying to preach a message you have never heard before. Look at your neighbor and say, give God's word attention. Because that is what will rescue you from every challenges of your life. Amen. Every challenge you are going through, the solution is in the word. There is no problem in life that doesn't have solution in the word of God. Everything will pass away, but the word will remain. I want to give you a foundation scripture from the book of First Chronicles, chapter number 12 and verse number 32. It was a prophecy about the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Lord picked one of the tribes in verse number 32 and began to speak about that tribe. So he was speaking about the tribes and came to a particular tribe. And the most popular tribe, to my estimation, is the tribe of Judah. Because David was from the tribe of Judah. They were the one that Jacob said that one day, according to Genesis chapter 49, they are going to be kings. And also, Jesus came from that particular tribe. So, they were probably the most popular tribe, but they were not the tribe in leadership. The tribe that was really controlling affairs is the one I'm going to read to you. And the reason they took charge because of a certain quality they have. And the Bible says, and of the children of Issachar, which were men living around coronavirus time, where things are very unpredictable. And I'm sure most of these guys were Ghanaians, and they were dealing with inflation. And the Bible said this particular tribe, which were men, the children of Issachar, that had understanding of the times. They were not ignorant at all. I wish I have time to break down and talk about the word understanding. The Bible said this particular tribe, among the 12, they had understanding of the times to know what Israel ought to do. The heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their command. Let's go to the New Living Translation. Let me see whether you get some understanding. From the tribe of Issachar, where there were 200 leaders of the tribe with their relatives. So very few. All these men understand the signs of the times and know the best course of Israel to take. And because they know the best course for the people to take, they were in leadership. Nobody can lead from the bottom. The Bible said, and go to the Amplified version. Let me show you something here. And of Issachar, men who had understanding of the times to know what Israel ought to do, 200 chiefs, and all their kinsmen were under their command. So it is what Issachar says that the rest follow. The tribe of Judah, the tribe of Dan, the tribe of Reuben, every one of them were under the control of this man. And the King James Version said that the reason for this quality is that they had understanding of the times. I have a question for you. Do you have understanding of these times? This particular time we are living in. Do you have understanding? Listen to what the Bible said. Get wisdom. But with all you're getting, get understanding. Understanding is what will separate you from your family background and make you different from everybody in the family. Without the spirit of understanding, you will marry for where you are and you will marry for where you are going. It is understanding. It is the spirit of understanding. Hallelujah. Today, I want to take you to a very unfamiliar territory because there is something the enemy has put in the atmosphere. And if you could remember, during the coronavirus time, we went to lockdown. Among the countries that were locked down, Ghana was one of them. It's not every country that locked down, but Ghana locked down. To lock you down means you are in the room, you have your key, but somebody has decided to stay inside. So you were locked down. You remember you didn't come to church. I don't know the way you are looking at me some way, but I'm telling you something. You were locked down. In fact, some of the European countries, somebody took a picture of deer and foxes and ekura and kusie who has come. They were walking because there was nothing moving in the street. So these animals have come in the street, and somebody wrote an article and say human beings are in a zoo and the zoo has come to town. That was what was happening. Now watch this. So there was a lockdown. Do you remember that all your monies in the bank were useless? Some of you at that time, the most important thing in your life was not the money. Because even if you have $10,000 in your room, what are you going to use to buy? Airplanes were grounded. Flight. There are some airports in the world there. Every 2 minutes, an aircraft take off. This one take off, this one land, this one take off. The busiest airport in the world is Atlanta Airport. One day, we were flying from Atlanta. And to go and take off, like the way you are flying Kotoka, you just whine, you get to the runway, you take off. We were in traffic for 2 hours. And the pilot said, I cannot take off. I have to call them to come and refill me because my fuel has gone down. Yes. It was after that they expanded Atlanta Airport. It is the busiest airport. Now that airport, no aircraft was taking off. People were locked down. And at that time, everything you have seems not to be important. People were talking about the fact that it was rapture, but we were all here. Some were confused what was going to happen. In fact, when you wake up and your wife returns from a place, you take his wig and you shower the wig with your... I saw people, people were afraid to hug their family members. Especially when you go to town and you are coming. Because you probably carry koro to come to the house. So somebody say his wife, when he came, he says, stay outside here. And then remove your wig, remove everything. So he only came to the room with his underwear. Even that one, he has to shower to make sure that you didn't catch anything. So everybody was afraid of everybody. Thank God today we are sitting here. Now listen. We didn't know what was happening. The second thing is that you open your television because you don't go outside. One of your friends was the television. And when you open it, all you hear was that 72 people died in Italy. 13 people are dying right now in New York. And 4 have catch it in Ghana. One day where I live, my neighbor called me and said that they started circulating letters that a neighbor has catch a coronavirus. Yeah. And my neighbor called me and said, Pastor, are you praying? Yeah. And I said, why are you asking? He said, do you know? And the person lived like the rumors talks about that he lived about 2 houses away from me. Do you know the coronavirus is very close to your house? Yeah. It was a lady. I said, how do you know? Because he said, that your neighbor, we heard that he traveled and he has caught the virus. And I told her, I said, oh, be cool, nothing will happen. He said, Pastor, don't talk like that. Have you prayed? Yeah. Today you are sitting as if nothing happens. Fear. People were afraid. I was preaching to you. I said, don't be afraid. You didn't mind me. After 3 years, it is estimated that fear kills people more than the virus itself. Do you know the virus is the same when you were locked down and even more serious than it is now? The reason you are sitting here without nose masks is not because the coronavirus is gone, because your fear is gone. That's the difference. The virus is not gone anywhere. The virus, in fact, it is possible once you are here, it is in your nose. You have catch it. Yeah, because after Babylon lied to us, now they are telling us that it has become like a flu. How did it migrate itself and become a flu? The thing is about the fear. It is the fear, because the way God can't do anything without faith, Satan can't do anything without fear. The Bible said the just shall live by faith. That is what the Bible said. The Bible said without faith it's impossible to please God. So with the way the just shall live by faith, and the Bible also said that faith is there. It said without faith it's impossible to please God. He that cometh to God must believe. Without faith it is impossible to please God. Without fear it is impossible for the devil to work. The paraphrase of my message. Without fear, it is absolutely impossible for the devil to work. Where are you trying to arrive at? Okay. I am going to talk to you with the mindset that I assume you are a Christian. Because I'm not sure. I assume you are a Christian. So if you are not a child of God, the message I'm going to preach, you will not enjoy it. I assume you are preparing to go to heaven. I assume you are living in two places at the same time. What do you mean by that? You are living in two places at the same time or one time means that you are living on earth with heaven in mind. Your Bible and my Bible said they just have to live by his faith. And faith is the only system God put in place that make you live in heaven by walking on earth. So when you are living by faith, you are still in the natural, but you live according to the principles of the supernatural. And the principles of the supernatural, the constitution is this Bible. So watch this. Sometimes I'm traveling to, let's say, America, and there are different routes to pass. You can decide to go through Europe. And when you go through Europe, you go by British Airways or KLM. If you decide to go by Delta, by the time you sit in a plane, you will land at America direct. But when you go by KLM has no, by aviation law, KLM doesn't have any power to fly from Ghana to America. When you take off, you must go to your country first. And then you pick another passenger to go to America. So when I'm going to the US and I decide to go by KLM through Schiphol Airport, I am transiting. The place, when I got there, I will still get out of the plane. That is why every airport is fenced, so that you won't change your mind. So there is no airport in the world that is not fenced. And some of them, they even make it such a way that there is a tube. Ghana, we have it now. So they bring the tube into the entrance of the aircraft. You walk through the tube, straight you are in immigration. And there is no way you can sneak out of the airport. It is impossible. Because you must go through the system. Now, when I'm going through America and I get to Schiphol, I have no business going to the immigration. They are only telling me that go to this gate and another plane is going to come. When they come, connect that plane to America. So I am in transit and I cannot make my transit place my permanent destination. Now listen, that is why I said I want to talk to you as a child of God. Where you are sitting now, you are in transit. The transit point is that you are on your way to heaven. Interestingly, God should have killed all of us when we become born again. Because if the reason for sending Jesus to die is that you become born again so that you can come to heaven, then the day you become born again, there is no need for you to continue living. But God allows you to live so that you can also help others to come to heaven. This is the reason why you must not permit the devil to kill you before your time. Because when you die, you have nothing to lose. If you die now, somebody is going to lose, but you have nothing. Paul said that for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. So death in Christ is not loss, it's gain. So when you die in Christ, because where you are going is better than where you are now, it is gain. But we are not supposed, God gave us longevity or long life so that we will be able to work for his kingdom. Now, because you are in transit on your way to heaven, the Bible calls you a child of God. The Bible calls you born again. The Bible calls you the righteousness of God in Christ Jesus. So this is the way your Bible put it. We are on this earth, but we does not belong to this earth. Watch this. Unfortunately for all of us here, we are living as if we are not on transit. And I am going to show you the understanding. I want God to give you understanding of the times where you are living now. And because you don't live with the mindset you are in transit, you are doing things that you are not supposed to do. And one of the things I want to talk about this morning is how you are doing is that you are chasing riches. Talk to me back. Talk to me. Somebody didn't come to church today. In fact, let me tell you. It has not arrived in your country, but gradually it's coming. When you go to the Western country, Agatha was living in Britain. In the spirit realm, when you are walking around and you are in the office and you are 30 people, the devil knows in the Bank of Ghana office who is a child of God and who is not a child of God. So if Vicky is working in the bank and is a child of God and is the one praying, he is the one that knows God, Satan can make a decision just because of him. Hey, that means that what can I do in this office to make this girl not become effective Christian? So there was a country, one day the parliament make a law because of one man. In the Bible, they make a law. The whole parliament sat down, legislate and argue because one man called Daniel. And they said that we cannot have any accusation against you. Let's make a law that from today nobody should pray. Now a Christian that don't pray, where is your stand? But they make it as a law. So when you go to the Western countries now, they are doing it such a way that you must go to work from Sunday to Sunday. It means they don't mind paying you $10,000 as long as they cut you from your God. You are fine. Because you don't know you are on transit, you will accept that job. So all the pressures, all the apprehension, all the borrowing, all the sleepless night is because you are under pressure. In fact, we even have things that we don't need them. And let me give you this scripture. Go to the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter number 4. Give me verse number 8. There is one alone, and there is not a second. Yea, he hath neither child nor brother, yet is there no end of all his labor. Yet is there no end of it, neither is his eyes satisfied with riches. Neither saith he, for whom do I labor? And believe my soul of good. This is also vanity, yea, it is so travail. Solomon was trying to say that some people are working on earth. They don't even know why they are working for the money for. but they are chasing riches. I am going to give you two things. We are not supposed to chase riches. We are supposed to chase blessing. I am going to set the difference so that you will find you are going to discover which side you find yourself. Where we are going, people are going to collapse because of mammon. People are going to be under pressure. You need the Holy Ghost to help you to understand this message. And I'm going to show you from the Bible that we are not permitted to chase riches. What do you mean by riches? Do you know that you can allow somebody's husband to sleep with you and get a car? Small mini car. Do you know the car called Mini? Yeah. And you can forget about your God temporary. God, I know you, I love you, I'll serve you. But the circumstance I'm here now, let me put you in the garage and allow me to do this. When I finish and I got what I want, I'll come and see you. Are you people listening to me? So there are people here, they are transiting, but they have started a life on the transit point that might not permit them to board another flight to their destination. Give the Lord a clap offering. Now in the Bible, there are some people in the Bible I saw. They had the opportunity to fight for riches, but they didn't. Let me give you a common example. There were two brothers. They were twins. One's name is called Esau. One's name is called Jacob. Their father is Isaac. Their grandfather is Abraham. Their grandfather is the pivot, the standard in which God put down for the rest of the prosperity of every nation. He said, in you shall all the nations of the world be blessed. It means that the standard of kingdom blessing is Father Abraham. Now you can imagine that man is your grandfather. So his son Isaac also, the Bible says, he became so rich that a nation envied him. Isaac was strong and went forward, and he was strong and he was wealthy until the Philistines envied him. In fact, the Philistine came to him and said, you are even more stronger than us. So get away from us. We don't want to. Later, when they saw that sacking him will not solve the problem, they came to make a covenant with him. One man's prosperity was a threat to a nation. And this particular man, one day, with all the cars, the houses in East Legon, you know how many family people have killed themselves because of fighting for a house in airport residential area? The way you are quiet, you sound like one of them. Oh yeah. So the cars were there. The lands. Let me show you some of the places of Isaac land. Some of the lands were in Osu. Some were there in Accra Central, around Adabraka area. What about the ones in Cantonment? Let me cross the river. Isaac has 7 houses in America. Isaac lives in Westminster. He has a story building, apartment story building of about 5 story with 20 apartments inside. Isaac has another huge house rented to 5 banks in Australia. Now, when you are going to Kumasi and you get close to Mansia Palace and you go to Asafo Market, the tallest story building there, Eco Bank is there. It belonged to Isaac. How many of you want Isaac to be your father? All those who answer that, you are the most hypocritic person I have ever seen or preached to in all my life. I'll ask the question again. How many of you wish your father is Isaac? The hypocrisy is coming out. There are still few ones inside. Let me go further and tell you that Isaac owns Toyota Ghana Company, Silver Star franchise in the whole Africa, belonged to Isaac. Now listen to me. And this Isaac guy has 2 children. Come here, Mate. 2 children. And these 2 boys are fighting. They even want to kill one another. Isaac's sons, can you see their height? You can see that they don't eat the kind of food you eat. That make you short the way you are short. It is not because God make you short. It's the food they gave you when you were a little boy. That is what make you the height. It is the food that affected your height. It's not biological. These boys, look at them. Look at their father. These 2 boys are not fighting on the houses in America. They are not fighting on the money. Did I tell you about Isaac account in Bank of America? Oh, I didn't tell you about that one. When Isaac get to America, his friends are Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Oh, let me go to the people here because you are not serious. Now, come here, Isaac and Jacob. Come here. I'm not going to tell who is Isaac and who is Jacob, but the 2 of them. You yourself decide who is Isaac and who is Jacob. Choose it for yourself. That one I'm not going to tell you, but that one I'm telling you are 2 brothers. I don't want trouble. Then when I say this one is Jacob, this one comes to Daddy. You should have said that I'm the one who's supposed to be Jacob. Whatever one. Choose. What I'm in the point of my demonstration, these 2 guys here, standing here. Isaac money in Central Bank of London. Isaac is recognized by country president. The Philistine king came and said, you are mightier than the whole of this country. We want to make a covenant with you. These boys here are not fighting for the money and the bank. They are fighting because they want a blessing. Where's this guy is not, his eyes are not on the bank. He is not interested in the money. The cattle and the sheep and the goat and the camel, they are not talking. The Bible never mentioned the will. There's nothing said about Daddy who is taking the houses in Australia. No way. These boys are come. The second one is even coming crying. When he returned from the bush, the father said, your brother has come to take the blessing. The money is there. And he's got that. Don't you have one, just one blessing, not one house or one money or one bank account. I had an encounter with the Lord. And the Lord told me, go and preach this series. Don't let them kill themselves before they are tired. Because where we are going, some of you don't take it. By the time I finish this message, if you don't get understand, you won't get it again. I saw people collapsing and dying because of riches. And they left it behind. Can riches save? No. One of the richest men in the world, he produced this phone. His name is called Steve Jobs. At the time he had cancer, he had over let me not misquote it, not less than $150 billion in his bank account. He couldn't save him. He could not deliver him from cancer. It is a blessing to have $10,000 and you are not admitted at the hospital. It is a blessing for you to have what you can eat. You have something to wear, and you are waiting upon the Lord to move you from one dimension to the other. And you are not chasing riches and die. I am still on the introduction level. Sit down and behave. And let me throw something at your destination. Because today I'm going to save you from the stress. I'm going to save you and believe God by the Holy Ghost to deliver you from your next decision that might even send you to the grave. Two wonderful boys. I read the Bible. I said, no, this boy, what is wrong with you people? Hey. One of them, when he got the blessing, he ran away with a pillow and a staff. He was holding a staff and a small cloth tie like duku with his 2 dresses inside. And he ran away from his father. He didn't take any of the bank account. The boy, in fact, when he ran away from such a billion house, he became a slave and a servant in his uncle's house. And the guy did not talk about the father. How can I sit here, my father's money? As far as he has carried the blessing, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. 2 wonderful boys, contrary to you, that is going to court to chase a car. Somebody didn't come to morning to church today because he's chasing riches. Yeah. And the way you talk about, hey, I am busy on Sunday, nowadays Sunday. Do you know very soon you go to work on Sunday? That is where Babylon is pushing us into. I want to preach something. Do I have some time to tell you what I have to tell you now? 2 boys, these 2 boys, they're supposed to come back and hold one another and say, no, you, if you took the Australia then give me the Ghana one. It is not in the equation. They are chasing blessing instead of riches. Girl, what are you chasing? Sit down. Go and talk to yourself and see who is Esau and who is Jacob. That one is between the 2 of you. I didn't mention anything. 2 brothers. We don't need anything. They are not thinking about the cars and the things. I look at a lady in America and I told her, hey, Daddy, I'm coming to Ghana. My father left us some house in somewhere. My brothers, pray for me. They are trying to deny, but Daddy, your God can slay all of them. I say, my God doesn't kill because of a house in Adabraka. My God does not kill. And I told her, I said, Mommy, how many years have you been in this country? So Daddy, at least not less than 16 years. And we say 16 years of being a Christian, working in the most richest country in the world with opportunities. You cannot get what God gave to your father 50 years ago and you are coming to fight. Don't clap. I want to put something in your spirit. And you want me to pray. And unfortunately for some of you, you get pastors that will pray for you. And the reason they are praying is that you lack understanding, and those prophets also lack deeper understanding. Instead of me teaching you to chase money, I'll teach you to be blessed. A blessed man is a blessed man.
God bless you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the message. For further inquiries, contact Well Prayer Center, P.O. Box GP 21421 Accra, or telephone +233 274 009933 or +233 242 472655. Email us on info@portercity.com or visit our website www.portercity.com. Location Plot 16, Nurture Road, Pram Pram, Greater Accra, Ghana.